Welcome back, excuse me, to the view from out here. It's your boy. Gonna pick up right from where we left off. If you made it to the end of part three, you may have once again noticed the video was cut off in the middle of train of thought. I didn't even get to finish reviewing the verses I was going through. So I'm going to finish that in this video, this interlude, as well as give you some food for thought for part four. Now, once again, if you are just tuning into this video for the first time, if you know of someone who's living in the homosexual lifestyle, if you yourself are living that lifestyle and could benefit from an understanding of its ancient, wicked, satanic roots, so that you can make an informed decision on whether or not you want to continue to engage in that life, I recommend that you watch this video in chronological order. So I would watch parts 1 through 3 before getting into this video, and then watch this video before getting into part four. Um, that's where I'm going to leave that. I will also say that the video was corrupted and deleted again, so I've been having the same type of technical issues and trying to finish this video and get it uploaded, and I'm not surprised at all by that. But no attempt to stifle the truth from reaching the ears that it's supposed to reach will prosper. So we will press on, and this message will get to who it needs to get to, straight like that. One more thing, a housekeeping I wanted to mention. I can't really think of it. So if it comes back to mind, I will touch on it later. But I'm going to finish off this list of. Oh, that's what I wanted to say. I know that the Bible study is kind of long, and that may not be everyone's favorite book, but I think these verses will help you understand, especially when you juxtapose them to the wickedness of sodomy, and understand how the world is pushing that on humans right now. If you can get that understanding, then these verses will give you a clearer view of the Bible and what the Bible is actually trying to warn us against, and all things like that. So, but I know that, like I said, the last video, part three, was already kind of long. I didn't even finish it. So I would say this: even if you don't want to sit through my whole rambling on about these verses, I will have them in the description box. So I would request that you please at least go through and read these verses for yourself, even if you don't want to hear me talk about them for 2 hours. Read them yourself so that you get an understanding before moving on, throughout this video. I just wanted to say that too, because I think these verses are important. So I was going to pick up right where I left off. We were talking about the reprobate mind, the mind that rejects knowledge and correction from the Creator, and wants to continue in the wickedness of this world. At least before receiving this information, you could try to say that you were ignorant, that you didn't know. But I believe that this video is putting some things squarely into your face, so that you have to make a decision, choose a side. So the reprobate mind, sorry, that was a tangent. The reprobate mind is basically that mind that says, after a while, I'm not going to stop. I'm going to continue doing what I see fit, do as I will, like how Aleister Crowley told me. That mind is going to be handed over to what's called the reprobated mind, which is saying that you are beyond correction at this point. You are beyond with the wisdom and the truth of the Creator. That those things will no longer avail themselves to you, and your mind will be permanently stuck in the satanic trap that it is in. So if you don't want to get to the point where you are just beyond saving, I would recommend that you heed the warnings that are laid out in these videos, so that you are not given over to that reprobated mind. All right. So this is Jeremiah chapter 6. We're going to start at verse 26. O daughter of my people, gird thee with sackcloth and wallow thyself in ashes. Make thee mourning as for an only son, most bitter lamentation, for the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us. So this is, the Creator telling these people, to go ahead and start mourning. For the sackcloth and ashes was the way that they, showed mourning and humbleness, humility for their sins and the sins of their brethren. So that's what this was basically saying. Like, y'all go ahead and start the mourning now, you know, because the spoiler shall suddenly come upon us. That is the reproach of the Most High for all the wickedness of the land. I have set thee for a tower and a fortress among my people, that thou mayest know and try their way. They are all grievous revolters, walking with slanders. They are brass and iron. They are all corrupters. The bellows are burned, the lead is consumed of the fire, the founder melteth in vain, for the wicked are not plucked away. Reprobate silver shall men call them, because the Lord hath rejected them. So just tie it in that word to what reprobate means. You reject the Lord for so much, and you're gonna be fuel for that fire. Reprobate silver shall men call you, because the Lord have rejected you, because you first rejected him. So that's Jeremiah chapter 6. We move on to Isaiah. Isaiah chapter 3 verse 9. The show of their countenance doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So the show of their countenance, which is their facial expression, doth witness against you. Basically, just meaning it's written all over your face. You stole a cookie out the cookie jar, and your mama walk in and catch you red-handed. It's going to be written all over your face. Your own facial expression witness against you, and they declare their sin as Sodom. You understand what sodomy is. We went through this in part 2, what the sodomites were, and how they moved about. They didn't hide their sins. They were proud of their sins. So they declared them freely for everyone to know. So that's what this whole movement is now, with everyone, come out of the closet. That's something to celebrate. Let's come down to these pride parades that we have. They have the whole Pride Month where we can take pride in these sins. That's what they are basically programming the people with now. To hide not your wicked ways and to come forth. You may not understand this, but what you're coming for to really say is that you are succumbing to the satanic way of living. All right. And Satan is your God. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. So woe, caution unto your soul, for rewarding yourself with the evils of sodomy, which is what homosexuality is at the end of the day, is sodomy. So we talked about how evil that is for a reason, so that you can then read these verses and get an understanding of what exactly this is warning against. All right. I could go on and on blabbering about this verse, but I think it speaks for itself. So I will move on. Isaiah chapter 5, verse 20, I think 20, 21, and 23. This is probably one of my favorite verses in this entire series, because it really just, it says exactly what's going on here. Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. So I'm hoping that somebody's really connecting the dots between the wickedness of sodomy that we've talked about, the spiritual forces that are active in that, and then also seeing the connection between how prevalent this practice is being pushed in our world today, so that you can start to see these warnings for what they are. This is warning you about the world that you live in. Okay. Nothing about it is organic. It is all designed by wicked forces to try to trick you or deceive you and lead you astray. Okay. So a person who is, let's say I'm a liar. I'm not going to come to you and say, "Hi, I'm a liar. So sit down here and let me talk your ear off, and I want you to believe everything I say." Then you're going to automatically not believe me because I've already told you I'm a liar. So no liar is going to come to you and tell you I am lying. You understand? You have to have the discernment and the sense and the logic to see through lies and to find truth, even in the midst of lies and liars. Okay. So that's really the basis of what we're doing here on this planet at this point is seeing through the lies of the wicked to, get back to the truth of the creator. So woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. Like I said, the liar is not going to come to you and tell you that they're being deceived. They're going to pretend to be honest. And if you believe, let's say this person is a liar, and I come to you and I say, hey, this person is a liar. But you are so convinced that they were telling you the truth when they told you that they weren't a liar, that you chop my head off, who's trying to tell you about their actual intention. Then I'm the person who am trying to warn you. You're going to, uh, cast me aside as the bad guy and go on believing the liar and calling them who are evil good. Okay, that is not. I want to say it's an analogy, but it's literally exactly. It's. I mean, it is literally what's going on right now in this world. That we are inundated with lies and liars all day throughout television, throughout all forms of social media, any type of media, mass media. We're bombarded with lies and liars. And there are a select few that know that everything we see is a lie, and they try to tell you. But you'll go, oh, you guys are just conspiracy theorists, whatever the case may be. You're crazy, you're loons, you don't know what you're talking about. And then you call us the bad guys for trying to tell you about the evil that's in front of your face, smiling with open arms. Okay. This is exactly where we are. All right. If I'm the person that's coming to a homosexual and saying, hey, listen, you were not born that way, that's a lie from the pits of hell. That is a satanic illusion. You need to come out of that. Ask the Most High to give you guidance. He can set you free. He can show you all the ways that they led you astray. He can show you. He can show you that you were not born this way. He can show you all of these things. He can return you to a righteous state of living. He can do these things, but you have to turn away from this sin. I'm going to be the person that most people in this world will call stupid, wicked, bigot, unaccepting. I'm narrow-minded. I'm all of these bad things for trying to tell someone to steer clear of those that satanic witchcraft that is sodomy, right? But if I'm the person that says, "Hey, do what you feel. You were born this way. Love is love. Don't let anyone tell you what you can and can't do, can and can't be. Accept yourself. Follow your flesh. Follow your heart. All of those things." That in this society today, I would then be perceived as a good person, someone who is open-minded, someone with a good, kind, accepting heart, all those things. When I'm actually the one that's pushing wickedness upon you by telling you to do as you will, like Aleister Crowley said. So this whole life that we're living, I don't know. I don't have all the answers. I'm still learning every day. But I do know that a big part of what we are doing here is making a decision of whether or not we want to side with evil or we want to side with righteousness. And uh, everybody's going to naturally say that they want to be as righteous a person as possible. So what evil has to do is cloak itself in righteousness, pretending to be righteous, so that you are deceived into calling what is evil righteous and what is righteous evil. Okay, so this is just, I mean, this is exactly where we are. Don't put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. The truth is actually a little bit bitter, but it's very sweet. So you should look for that. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. when I was coming into this knowledge, I had to accept that I was not wise at all, that I was actually very, very stupid to even go against the most basic fundamental truths. Um, and I had to realize that I was not wise and not prudent at all. That even though I may have thought that I was those things, I actually was not. So I had to stop and realign my vision with the vision that the Creator set out for me to have. I had to make sure that everything that I considered wisdom and prudence lined up with what the Creator says is prudent and wise, and not continue to do what in my own deceived eyes thought was right. So there's just a humility that comes with, getting this understanding. Um, that there's just a very big humility, and that's really what this talks about. If you're not humble enough to seek the wisdom of the Most High, prudence of the Most High, but you are wise and prudent in your own sight, what you actually are is arrogant and misguided. So, like I said, those two verses I could ramble on. I will not do so, but I think that they really they speak volumes as to where we are and what we are. You know, they're just the most clear and succinct warnings of the times we are in. So that was the end of that. Let me get back to these proverbs and wrap up this Bible study. And we're going to round it back with some Proverbs. Now, we already started out in Proverbs chapter 1, but I'm actually going to, bring it back a little further and kind of go through the beginning of this chapter. So we'll start at verse 2. To know wisdom and instruction, to perceive the words of understanding, to receive the instruction of wisdom, justice, and judgment and equity, to give subtlety to the simple, to the young man, knowledge and discretion. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So the first, chapter, verse 2 going on talks about, the benefits of wisdom, what wisdom tries to provide us with instruction, to be able to perceive the words of understanding, to have instruction in wisdom and justice, judgment and equity, to give young men of, knowledge and discretion, discernment. All right. A wise man will hear and increase learning. So if you are wise, it's not going to be because, you know, you know so much. It's going to be because you know that you don't know and that you need to heed the words of the wise, the understanding of wise counsels, and that you need to increase your learning. Okay. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. I was once the fool who despised the wisdom and destruction, right? And instruction. So if somebody tried to tell me, you were born, you weren't born that way. It was, you were born that way. However it goes. I'm sorry, I got back. I got a little tongue tied. If someone tried to tell me, before that, this lifestyle was wicked, I didn't have the real understanding to know that they were actually telling me the truth, and I despised their wisdom and instruction at the time, right? However, once I started to, like I said, really get myself cleaned up and try to, find the creator and establish that relationship with him, I quickly understood the importance of uh, getting right with the creator, living how the creator saw fit for me to live and not how I saw fit in my own eyes. Like I knew that what I thought I wanted didn't matter, that I had to humble myself and figure out what it is that the creator set out for me and follow that with all my heart. So I say all this to say, verse 7 is really, it's one of those verses that just speaks so many volumes, but in not many words. So before I just rumble on, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge. if you are one of those walk around thinking, I'm going to do as thou wilt, like Aleister Crowley said, there shouldn't be any limitations on what you do with your body. There shouldn't be any limitations on how you treat people. Any of those types of thoughts, you unfortunately do not have the fear of the Lord. And whatever you are holding in your head is not actual wisdom. Okay. Um, it's not actual knowledge. My son, hear the instruction of thy father, and forsake not the law of thy mother, for they shall be an ornament of grace unto thy head, and chains about thy neck. Now, I am only what I'm going to say right here is only my personal interpretation. I'm not telling you this is what exactly was meant here. But when they're talking, when I hear them talk about thy father and thy mother in verse 8, to me, what comes to mind to me is the father being the creator of all things, and thy mother being Mother Earth, Mother Nature. So what I read when I hear this is hear the instruction of the creator and forsake not the laws of nature. Okay? The laws of Mother Earth. And if you go by the instruction of the creator and you don't go against the laws of nature, through this abominable sexual act or whatever else you may be doing to violate the laws of thy mother, um, if you're living your life in accordance with verse 8, then there shall be an ornament of grace into thy head, then chains about thy neck. So it's just saying that those who are in line with the Father, the Creator, and Mother Earth creation, um, you know, there's gonna be an ornament of grace on your head. Verses 10 through 20ish, talking about being enticed by sinners. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. Meaning, if they try to get you to come do evil with them, do not consent to it. And it basically talks about how the evil that they are setting for themselves is actually going to be the thing that they're actually going to fall in. They're going to fall in the pit that they're digging for themselves. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. Keep your foot from the path of the evil. All right. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird, and they lay wait for their own blood. They lurk privily for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of the owners thereof. Uh, so yeah, basically, they're going to get what's coming to them. So do not let do not let the wicked entice you. Um, don't do it, because they're gonna pay for it at the end of the day. Wisdom crieth without; she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scornings, and fools hate knowledge. How long? All right. Verses 23 on, we already read through that. So like I said, I just wanted to get you up to speed with the first chapter of Proverbs, because I think we ended up going through the whole thing. But yeah, so 20 through 23, I guess we'll say, it's basically, once again, wisdom was created for man, for us to have an understanding of our creator. Um, but unfortunately, we are living at a time where wisdom is very seldom sought. And, many people are leaning on their own understanding. They are being deceived, as was warned against multiple times in the book. And they are, being enticed by wickedness. So, and that goes to everybody, not just people in the homosexual lifestyle, but that's who this video is for. So you just gotta you really need to get very clear on what you're doing and why. Um, don't get clear based on your own understanding. Get an understanding of what is going on. You really need to consult with the Most High, get His discernment on these things, because these warnings are very serious. If you can understand the severity of the wickedness of sodomy, and it's direct connections to all other forms of sexual immorality. All of those things are directly connected to one another. If you can understand that great evil, and then apply it to the world that you live in, and understand that great evil is being preached to us as something that should be normal, accepted, and celebrated, then you can understand, all of these verses that I have laid out. So if you've gotten this far in the video, that means I'm going to presume that you actually sat through this entire Bible study with me. Bravo. But like I said, even if you haven't, and you don't want to sit here and listen to somebody ramble on 2 hours about these Bible verses, I would suggest that you at least, go down in the description box, look them up individually, and read them yourselves, so that you can get that understanding either way before proceeding on to part 4 of the video. Now that Bible study is through, let's go ahead and do a little preview of some of the topics we're going to cover in part 4. All right, so part 4 is going to have some concepts in there that may not be the easiest to grasp in one setting. So I'm probably gonna end up reiterating a lot of this stuff as I go on with this channel, just to kind of give you different examples, because this was something that my eyes were open to, in bits and pieces, and then once I got the full picture, it was like, oh, wow. So, how to start this off? So basically, there is this notion that people are somehow born homosexual. That is actually a bold-faced lie. That is a lie. No one is born homosexual. Okay? Everyone is born attracted to that which complements them by nature. So a woman who is feminine in nature is attracted to the masculinity of a man, and vice versa, right? Now, people in the homosexual community will have a hard time understanding that, because they are under this illusion that they were born the way that they are. That is not the case. And the big way that they do this, perpetrate this illusion on the people, is by bombarding your screen and your eyes and your conscious mind with false images. Okay. Now, these three people here bringing you the news, and I say this with all sincerity. If this sounds crazy to you, please, please take it. Please take heed. All right. I don't care how crazy it sounds. Make sure that I'm wrong, because you've done the investigation yourself. Okay. Not just because it's easier to say that. You cannot take for granted that these people are the genders that they are portraying themselves to be. You could very well be, and I'm only saying it this nicely because I haven't done a full actual investigation of these people, so I can't tell you one way or the other. But you could very well be looking at two females on your right and a man on all the way on your left. These people transgender themselves as the ultimate sign of submission to the devil by mutilating their genitals in however way, whatever, wicked medicines they're taking, hormone therapy they're receiving. They are abominating themselves even more so than those who are simply just committing sodomy. You know what I'm saying? There are certain things you're not coming back from. You cut your member off, it's not going to grow back. So you're always going to be limited in your capacity as a man, if you go through with that act. And you'll never be a woman. Uh, you can never grow a womb. You can never carry a baby, give birth. You can never do any of that. So you really have just cut yourself off, you know, um, for no reason. This whole let me not ramble on too much, because like I said, this is only a preview. But yeah, these people are very likely transgender, but coming to you presenting themselves to be men and women. And what happens when you do this, right? You in your conscious mind, you know, the mind that carries your conscious thoughts, you may not look at this and see a man and two women. But even if they actually were a man and two women, and you couldn't see it with your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, that innate mind, that understands what it's looking at. Okay, so I'm trying to phrase it. So for a little boy who's at home watching television and thinks, why am I more attracted to the men on TV than the women? Why do the men seem more appealing to me, easy on the eyes to me, whereas the women are not so much? Even with all their makeup, their clothes, their jewelry, everything, they're still not as appealing to me as this man over here with no makeup or none of that. I don't understand. Would it make sense to you if you understood that most of the men that you see on TV are actually women who have transgendered themselves, and that most women on TV are actually men who've transgendered themselves? You understand? In that scenario, that child's innate subconscious brain knew that it was looking at women. It picked up on all of those feminine features. Even though this person was masquerading itself as a man, your subconscious mind could always pick out and tell a man from a woman, because a man and a women we are designed differently. We have different features, and it boils down to our bone structures, not the secondary features, not the breast or the genitals or the hair or the makeup or the clothes or any of that. It's in your bones. It's in where your hips sit. It's in the shape of your shoulders, the size of your neck, the size of your skull, the shape of your skull. These are the things that differentiate a man from a woman. These are the things that they cannot change with none of their therapies, their surgeries, their hormones, none of that, none of it. They cannot change the bone structure. So that is always going to come through. So if everybody is getting these mixed messages, if you're looking at men who are actually, they're still feminine, they still have a feminine essence, they still are females, but your conscious mind sees a man, then what you're rationalizing in your brain is not it's not the question that you were led to believe. It's So let's just say, for instance, myself, I used to think that, like, why am I more attracted to the men than the women on TV? That wasn't me trying to make sense. That wasn't me trying to rationalize, or my innate brain always knew that these were women. You get what I'm saying? That's what the attraction was about. That's what it was about. So I'm going to explain that more in detail as we go on. Like I said, I just wanted to kind of give you guys a preview of this concept so that you can kind of get an understanding. But I just want to start this off by pointing out something very telling about what's going on in entertainment society, because they're going to be the ones on the forefront. These people are the ones on the forefront to shaping identities, thoughts, cultures, everything. We look at TV and we mirror them, but then for some reason we still think that everything that happens among man is just this organic occurrence. I don't understand how we cannot see that we're programmed when it's so obvious. We look to them to, oh, this person needs to speak out on this, and this person needs to be a leader on that, and they don't do anything but play fucking basketball or act in films. And these are the people that we look to be our voices. How stupid are we? But anyway, let me not get distracted. Let me just get through this, because I'm already gonna have to practice restraint, because I'm gonna really want to sell out and do all that extra stuff. But I'm trying to make this video a little bit more easy on the ears.
Starting out with a great movie. a star-making role for the star.
I'm telling you, I can't do a full investigation on this person right now to really tell you definitively. Maybe I'll figure out who this is and I don't know. We'll see. But I'm just going to tell you right now, having the eyes that I have now that are trained to spot a real woman versus a real man, no matter how they're trying to deceive me, my eye is telling me that something is off here. That this man does not have the neck of a man. He does not have the jaw line of a man. He does not have the facial features. The eyes are not inset like a man. Um, this arm is not long enough at all. He has very short arms. I'm seeing the makings of female hips, but I'm not saying this person is a female. I'm just telling you, if you didn't go through their list and check off any of the things that I just talked about when I was going through that review, then you don't know the differences between men and women, period. As you can see here, I don't trust his orange tie. Orange is 33 for Freemasonry. Same here. We have Hollywood, uh, you know, very black magic connotations to even that name itself. But let's just keep going. All right, let's talk about what's going on in Hollywood and how these people are shaping who we are, the consumer of their bullshit.
Then actress Ellen Page, opposite J.K.
Then actress, meaning then she was a girl. Okay, because they're saying at this point she's not an actress anymore; she's an actor. She's a man.
Simmons and Allison Janney in Juno.
You're pregnant?
I'm sorry.
Now, this person, quote unquote, Ellen Page, played in this movie Juno, where she played this teen mom who got pregnant and gave the baby up for adoption. This person is now saying it no longer wants to be the female that it was born to be, that it wants to live its life as a transgendered male, meaning a female who went from being a female to male, an FTM, right? But how could you be living as a transgender male if you're actually born a fucking man? Excuse my language. Because if you can just look at the shape of this skull, this jawline, the neck, the shoulders, they all tell you that you're looking at a boy. Okay.
I'm sorry, and if it is any consolation, I have heartburn that is radiating my kneecaps.
Radiating my kneecaps. The fuck. I'm sorry. Let me catch myself. Y'all know I can get kind of upset. I don't like being lied to and played with. This is a boy. Now, whether or not you believe it's a boy or a girl, let's put that to the side for a second. You know that it's not pregnant, right? Because that is what an actor does. An actor plays out scenarios that are not actually occurring in reality and doing them convincingly so that the person watching can suspend their disbelief. Because if you go to the movies, you sit down, you're supposed to know that you're not watching a real occurrence. You're not watching a real story. So they have to say it such a believable way so that you would suspend disbelief and invest your emotions and your thought process or whatever to the fake scenario that they've made up. So this person is not actually pregnant, right? But it's supposed to say it in a way that is so convincing that it seems like a person could actually be having this heartburn because it's pregnant. So if an actor can come along and pretend to be pregnant, do a whole scene convincingly, can pretend to have heartburn and all these things, these people when is it that you can believe that they're telling you the absolute truth? When? You're going to have to do that for yourself. Understand? A liar is not going to come to you and say, hey, I'm a liar, because then when they sit down to try to convince you of something, you won't believe them. So in order to catch a liar, you have to use your own common sense, your own rationale, your own senses, your own scientific method, your own observation in order to reach the conclusion of truth versus a lie, because a liar is not going to announce themselves as a liar. You understand? So I'm just trying to help you, like, basically with the way that you're thinking about things when it comes to these people. If you don't believe anything I'm telling you, that they work directly for the Illuminati, for the wicked powers that control this earth, and that every piece of entertainment we get is meant to program our minds in some way, shape, form, or fashion, then what is it that makes you believe these people when they come to you and tell you, oh, this is who I am for real? And how do you know that they're not acting at that point? How do you know that you never see them when they're not in front of a camera, and when they get in front of a camera, they act? How do you know that they're ever in front of a camera and not acting? You understand? So don't dismiss what I'm saying just because they have not come and told you this stuff with their own mouths, because a liar's not going to tell you who he is. Okay? You gotta God gave you a brain. He did not give your brain to anyone else. He did not give your eyes to anyone else, your ears, your nose, your mouth. None of your senses he gave to another person. He gave them to you for you to use for a reason. All right. So instead of just saying, I'm going to believe this person is a girl because she is reporting to be one, and she was cast in a role as a pregnant teenager, you need to consult your actual innate eyes and ask yourself if you're looking at a boy or a girl. That's the only thing that matters.
And I haven't taken a dump since Wednesday morning.
Yeah, faking all these pregnancy symptoms. Now look at these parents. These parents, I'm going to just put this out there. I have not done an investigation on them to know one way or the other, but my eye tells me that they're off. That the mom is actually a man and the man is actually a woman. And let's just I'm gonna put it like this, because I really kind of hate saying this, but I think I just kind of got to, so that you get an understanding. I am not saying that I would have ever been more attracted to either one of these people. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying the dad has a prettier face than this person. This person is sitting here with this wig on. They have eyeliner on. They have on makeup, obviously. And still, naturally, the dad is the more. He just has a more, like, it's in my eyes. I can't even describe it all the way. Let me just take a good look at the mom. Take a good look at the mom.
I didn't even know you were sexually active.
Wednesday morning.
I didn't even know you were sexually active.
Okay, this is mom. This is mom, right? Now look at that.
Who is the kid?
Sorry.
Morning.
I didn't even know you were sexually active.
Who is the kid?
Damn, I'm sorry, y'all. Hold on. Let's try one more time.
I didn't even know you were sexually active.
Her eyes are just bigger. They're more fierce. They're.
Who is the kid?
Damn, I'm trying to. Y'all, let me do this. And the dad's face, like, it is just the mouth, the eyes. I can't describe it to you, because I can look at this person and tell it's a female now. At one point I would have believed to the death of me that this was a man, and thought anybody who told me different was insane. But now that I can actually see, it's just incredibly subtle, but it's very wicked, and it's very much in your face. This is a type of thing that throws people off. Like I'm saying, these are not even super attractive people. So I'm not even saying that. I'm sorry. I should have got my thoughts together a little bit better before I went through with this video, because it's a lot to unpack.
Morning.
I didn't even know you were
It's just, I don't know. I'm just gonna put that out there, and then I might do a follow-up video really going through the features. But if you're a man and you're sitting here and you're thinking that there's something more appealing about the dad than the mom, That's not because you're gay. It's because your innate mind can tell the difference between this person who is actually a male
Sexually active.
Who is the kid?
and this person who is actually a female. The soft feminine eyes, how close the eyebrows are to the eyes, the facial features just being more smaller and kind of centered towards the middle of the face, whereas the mom, her everything
Morning.
I didn't even know you were
everything is just more spread out, bigger eyes, deeper onset eyes.
sexually active.
Who is the kid?
It's just that's the male. This is the female. The tapered jaw, the small ears. These are things as a man that your mind notices about women. But if you were just watching this video or this movie without an understanding, then you would not necessarily understand why one person is more appealing to you than the next, because you're not looking for those features that they can't change about men and women. Let me not get dragged down because I've only made it through 20 seconds of this video so far.
The kid.
The baby? I don't really know much about it other than
They can sit there and hold their stomach, but you know that there's no baby in there. And sit there with their face and look like they really mean what they're talking about, right? When do you know that they're actually portraying something truthful to you versus they're acting out a role? How can you ever know that? Once you understand that you can't and that they're always in character once they're in front of that camera, then you're starting to wake up. Then you can see the world from out here.
it has fingernails, allegedly.
Nails, really?
Yeah.
Ellen Page has worked steadily since most recent.
Like this person is looking very wide in the hips area, like it can carry a baby. No male neck jawline. Same type of facial features. Like I ain't gonna get too far into it. Like I said, this is only a preview. This person don't look right.
Recently, the high-profile Netflix show, The Umbrella Academy, but now Ellen Page won't be making any more.
Look at the male features that they cannot do anything about. Men, our skulls are different than the skulls of women. So if you're watching TV and you see a whole bunch of big-headed women on TV and you think, wow, why am I not attracted to any of these so-called females who everybody finds so attractive? It's not because you're gay. It's because your mind, your subconscious mind knows that it's attracted to that which complements it. So you're going to look away from these men pretending to be women and actually start to look at the women who are pretending to be men, thinking you like men, but you actually like women. This head is a dead giveaway. I mean, as we get older, our masculine or feminine traits get more and more pronounced. So the older that this person gets, the more it's going to start to look like a boy. So that's why they just said, we'll just go ahead and pretend to be a transgendered boy, because the head was just growing exponentially like a man's head does. This is a wig, and you can see the receding hairline right here. You understand the hairline doesn't just start fully right here. This is a wig. Receding hairline, a sloping forehead, which is a male characteristic, long square jaw, pronounced jawline, male, high cheekbones, male. This is just the shape of a male skull. But okay, it was a woman. It was a girl who could play a pregnant teenager. Men can never give birth. I don't care what gender you try to mutilate yourself into pretending to be. We all understand that someone born a man will never carry a child. Someone born a woman will never get someone pregnant. Those things will never be. Okay. But I kind of went off on a tangent again. Sorry. I just look at that damn head. That is a man's head.
Any more movies or TV shows. Rather,
got the checkerboard floor in the background, chessboard.
Elliot Page will.
Look at his head, man. Look the brow ridge, the eyes are inset. They are placed in like deeper inside the skull, and then there is this brow ridge coming out over the eyes, sloping forehead, the square jawline. The chin is not tapered at all. The neck, the Adam's apple. This is a man.
The Instagram announcement this morning, the actor has come out as transgender and has been.
Now this is where things get confused. Well, not this. I mean, shit is already one large confusion. But this is where it gets even trickier. Now you have this person who has been living as a secret transgender, a boy who was pretending to be a girl throughout all these roles and interviews and whatever else it was doing. It was pretending to be a girl, but now it is pretending to be a transgendered female, a female who has changed herself, mutilated herself to be like a man, when it's actually a man. Like the mind F word that goes into this, like a man pretending to be a woman, pretending to be a man. So now when people see this creature walking down the street, for instance, they would say, okay, this person was naturally born a woman, but is living as a male. They wouldn't even have the innate ability to understand that this person was always born a male, because even if you transgender yourself, there are certain male characteristics that you can never replicate in the bone structure, in your skull structure, in your face, in your body. You will never be able to replicate the setup of a woman. So if this person came to me and said, I was born a female, I would say, you're lying. You've always been a boy, because I can look at your bones and tell that you've always been a boy. But, it's just levels of confusion. And I just wanted to kind of point this one out. I don't know, probably wasn't the smartest choice, because it's confusion on top of confusion, but whatever. You need to kind of get the picture. They're lying to you about the genders that they are when you're watching television.
Is making a change in their life. Elliot writes, I want to share with you that I am trans. My pronouns are he, they, and my.
Okay, so it's a trans by living as a man named Elliot. No, you are a trans when you were living as Ellen. Now that you're going to be living your life as a man, you're just a fucking man. All right?
Name is Elliot.
Look at this picture, dog. Like, look, this is a boy. This is a boy. This is a boy. Can we not see? Look at all the space in between the eyes and the nose. It's a boy. Look at this jawline. Look at this neck. All right. I'm a dive deeper into this. You don't have to take my word if you can't see. I'm asking for those of you with eyes to see. For those of you who can ask your inner self, your innate self that has not been programmed. Can't you tell you looking at a boy? If you can't tell, it's fine. Just stick with me. But I know somebody out there can look at this picture and tell this is a boy.
I feel lucky to be writing this, to be here, to have arrived at this place in my life.
Yeah.
I love that I'm trans. I love that I'm queer.
Right. And the more I hold myself close and fully embrace who I am, the more I dream, the more my heart goes bop, 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 bop. Aleister Crowley, do as thou will. I really want people to watch this video and get an understanding that this whole notion of doing what you will is satanic. That they make their words taste like honey. I love that I am queer. And the more I hold myself close and fully embrace who I am, the more I dream. Your imagination is no longer stunted. Remember, they had a problem with that? Free will, imagination being stunted. No. When you hear these words, I want you to start being able to identify them as Satanism.
And the more I hold myself close and fully embrace who I am, the more I dream, the more my heart grows, and the more I thrive.
Fuck out of here.
It concludes with this. To all trans people who deal with harassment,
and this is the
self-loathing,
point.
abuse,
This is the point. This is the point where they start to use these people to shape you at home watching. Because if you did not have, I never really understood why people gave such a damn about what celebrities was doing, had going on in their lives, their money. It never really quite made sense to me. Like it just took, like, why there's entire shows dedicated to what these quote unquote people are going through, like Extra or whatever the fuck. I never understood that, but now that I have an understanding of this world and what these people are used for, it makes perfect sense. They are used to program you at home who watches these people, who idolizes them in any type of way, whether it be a politician, an actress, an athlete, a political activist, whoever the case may be. You know, they're all created to program the few people that actually. If you compare the number of people that are actually on TV to the number of people that actually sit around and watch TV, the people who watch TV are the actual masses. All right. They are the vast majority. It's the people that are on the other side of the camera that are the select minority. And we treat them as though they're just one of us, as though they're just people, and they're not. They are knowing satanic agents doing satanic shit in your face all day, like transgendering themselves, pretending to be a damn pregnant girl. And then they do the same thing they did, like, let's say, for instance, the Emmett Till video. You know, I went through and showed you how that was just an act, a hoax that they created to create the tension between black and white people, to create this victim narrative for black people, so that we walk around feeling inferior and all that stuff. They fabricate hoaxes, to pull on your heartstrings, to then come around and turn around and act like they're saving you from, this fabricated evil. So to all trans people who deal with harassment, self-loathing, and abuse, and the threat of violence every day, I see you. I love you. This is the same thing they tell homosexuals. The same thing. Like, I am your voice now. I see you. I know. I understand you. So whatever it is that you're struggling with, just do it. Because look at me as your example. I just did it, whatever made me happy, and now I am happy. All right. We're going to change the world for the better. That's the new world order. All right. Anytime you hear them talking about, changing the world, new world order, they want us all openly living in direct opposition to the natural order, to the ways of the creator. That's what they're trying to do. So they're using this quote unquote actress to now be a spokesperson for people who are succumbing to the illusion that they were born in the wrong body, to make that okay with you. But little do these people know this person was already a trans. This was it was a secret transgender. So it's a mind fuck. Like, I'm sorry, I'm trying to watch my language, but that's really the only way I can describe that. But they're not going to say, I am evil. I'm coming to you with some evil doctrine for you to, take on and internalize. No, they're going to come to you as, I'm just a person like you, and I've just had to deal with the same things that you've had to deal with in this mean old world. And now we're going to start to rise up. We're going to start to be ourselves. We're going to start to be those trans and those homosexuals that we were, born to be. You know what I'm saying? It's a lie. It's a deception. All right. Transgender people, you need to listen to this video the exact same way. There are people on TV hiding themselves as men and women when they're actually trans. This whole idea that you have in your head that you are supposed to be born into the opposite gender, just as people think they are born attracted to the same gender. No. There's a battle going on in between what you've allowed yourself to view with your conscious mind, meaning the wicked deception that we see on our screens, and your innate subconscious mind, which always knew the truth and always knew the difference between men and women. So you've been identifying with drag queens on television, thinking that they're actually women. So now you want to be a drag queen, or you've been looking at TV girls and thinking that you were identifying with these masculine men, but you were just identifying with testosterone filled bull daggers. Okay. And now you want to grow up to be a testosterone filled bull dagger. That's all that's happening. So the things I'm going to talk about in part 4 of this video, like I said, these concepts might seem foreign and extremely strange, but I really would recommend that you take the time to sit down and get this knowledge while you can, because if you couldn't learn to look for features, like if you train your eyes to go straight to certain features rather than just looking at a picture of someone and saying, okay, well, this person has on a hat, so it's a girl or a boy, train your eyes to look for the actual differences. You'll be able to see exactly what I'm talking about. Exactly what everything I've said in this video. If you learn the anatomical difference between men and women, and you really learn how prevalent the gender swap is, if you ever get that, I promise you, everything else I said in this video, perfect sense. It will fall right into place. Because once you understand that a person lying to you about their gender makes them a Luciferian, period, I don't care what they're talking about. Once you catch them in that lie, that they've been lying about their gender, that this person was lying and saying that it was ever a female, once you understand that, then you understand how to look at everything that comes out of their mouth. You get that discernment. You get that understanding. Okay? So this quote made it sound like, a lot of love and self-acceptance and, overcoming an internal struggle, all that. That's what it sounds like if you don't understand this person's a lying Luciferian. But once you understand that, that's what this person is about. That you've caught them in a satanic lie about lying about their gender. Everything that comes out of their mouth sounds like satanic propaganda. All right. You can see everything very differently. You can see things in the view from out here. All right. Let's go on just a little bit more.
Gentlemen, my first guest tonight is an actress you loved in Juno, Inception, and the X-Men franchise. She now stars in the new Netflix series, The Umbrella Academy. Please welcome back.
All right. Here you have late night show host Stephen Colbert. All these late night show hosts are members of the Illuminati. It's really nobody that you turn on TV and watch and they're not an agent. So I do believe Stephen Colbert is actually a female, but I'm not going to get into a whole investigation of him. I'm not saying definitively one way or the other. I'm just saying upon first glance, it don't look right to me. You have the CBS one eye symbol right here down in the corner. Let's keep going.
Back to the Late Show, Ellen Page.
All right, so this is the Ellen character coming out pretending to be a girl. All right. So we need to ask ourselves, are we looking at a damn girl? Which one of these individuals has the more pronounced square jawline? Huh? Which of these people have a more pronounced wider neck? Which of these people has a more sloped forehead? Okay. This is the skull of a man, and this is the skull of a woman. Look at this. So can you really not see? Okay. No hips, no curves, very long arms. Low body fat. Men have low body fat. Women have a subcutaneous layer of fat.
Hi, it's so nice to see you. Always.
You're a delight. How have you been?
I've been well.
I mean, well, all right.
Been all
Shut
over the
fuck up.
world. Where you been?
I've just been working.
Look at this forehead, man. This is the forehead of a man. Now, let me tell you this. There are certain characteristics, like the placement of the hips, the shape of the back, the shoulders. Those things are more definitive. So if you see the hip placement of a man, then you know it's a man because the womb, okay? And there's no mistake in that, right? Some women can't actually have a large forehead. So I'm not going to say anytime you see somebody with a large forehead, that necessarily means it's a man. But if somebody is not passing any other test and they also come out with this damn forehead, it's a man.
Do you live here in New York?
Look at that jaw. Look how square and chiseled this face is.
You live on the West
I
Coast?
just moved here.
Oh.
Yeah.
Did you ever live here before?
Thank you so much.
Did you live here before?
Look how it's sitting. It's sitting like a damn boy. It's sitting like a boy.
Briefly, I've shot movies, you know what I'm saying, but not
Greatest city
Damn it.
right here.
It's a beautiful
Congratulations.
city. Thank you so much.
Excellent choice.
Thank
Excellent
you.
choice.
Thank you.
Now I know that this is, or is this? We're coming up, or you just had your first anniversary of your marriage
I did.
to your wife here.
Mhm. Of course, like I said, this person played a pregnant teen, promoting teen pregnancy, then came out as a lesbian, right? So that was the first strike. Okay, I'm a lesbian. I'm a woman who likes women. What does your estimation of this person change if it's actually a man? A man pretending to be a gay woman. What the fuck? Can you begin to understand how that warps people's minds?
Emma Portner.
Mm-hmm. Emma looking kind of suspicious as well, but I have not done an investigation on Emma, so I will leave Emma alone.
That's lovely. You look like a happy couple right there.
We are. I love her. Yeah.
I want to ask you. I know that these days there's far more acceptance.
Right. That we've learned from television. Far more acceptance. Okay, this is where you go to get that.
There was even just a few years ago. But is it hard to be married to someone so much taller than you are?
Ha 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 ha. See, what they're trying to do there is make the joke that he doesn't even notice that these are two women. That it's just something that is just so normal at this point that we don't even have to talk about that. Do you ever have problems with dating people that are taller than you? Ha 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 ha. Knowing that's not what the fuck he's asking about.
Because that must turn heads.
Look, I know this.
Right.
I know this is gonna shock you.
Look at this person talking. You cannot tell this is a damn boy with not even long hair because it's a wig. Oh my goodness.
Most, if not all, of my partners have been taller than me.
Oh.
So it's something I've had to adjust to.
Got to deal with.
Yeah, since I was
That's basically his way of, look at that damn jaw, man. Oh my gosh.
elementary school, really.
Look at this neck. Look. You see how you have this clear, defined neck here that is totally separate from this clear and defined jaw. But on this side, the neck and the jaw, this is a woman. This is the man. This is how a man's skull and neck is shaped. This is how a woman's skull and neck is shaped. The jawline starts, okay, like here. On the male, we have the ear, then we have this space here, and then this is where the jaw starts. On the female, we have the ear here, and then immediately under the ear is where the jaw starts. There is no space. You don't go down and then across. You just go boom, across. Here you go boom, down, across. The forehead's like, oh my goodness, man. I'm gonna get off of this, but just sitting here like this, you could tell it's a boy.
Yeah.
Wow. So your whole life, you've just felt, I'm a short person.
Yeah.
They're trying to see. You see this backwards way of normalizing the homosexuality aspect of that.
I've dealt with it, and I'm proud of it. So.
Yeah, of course, because you're ignorant and arrogant and wicked. And I also do feel bad, like for people like this too, because these things were done to them as babies, but they didn't even have any chance. So I don't even like to spend too much time just like selling out on these wicked celebrities, because a lot of this started when they were the most vulnerable anybody could be. So I don't know. At the end of the day, though, this is still a damn man. Period.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Good for you. Good for you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you very
Yeah.
much. This, I guess this is I first interviewed about you about 5 years ago, which was shortly after you first came out publicly.
So this was after the first coming out. The first coming out was it turned into a lesbian after playing a teen mom. Now it's like, oh no, I'm a lesbian. I don't like, and now it's one step further. Oh, I'm a whole trans. I'm a boy. Okay.
Has Hollywood changed? People say Hollywood is more progressive.
And this is another thing they do. They pretend to be like outsiders. Y'all the motherfuckers, excuse my language. I'm gonna try to keep it PG-13 as much as I can. Y'all are the ones who are sitting in front of the damn camera, always trying to pretend like there's this Hollywood that you are like exposing or fighting against. Like you're trying to rage against the machine. No, you're down with the machine. In order for the machine to put you on television, you are part of the machine. So these people are both part of the machine. Now they're going to sit here and try to pretend like there's this push in Hollywood to not show homosexuality. There's this push in Hollywood that wants to push heterosexual norms on everyone. And they have to come in and really change the face of Hollywood to make Hollywood start to present to you the more all the various forms of life. You know what I mean? Like they're trying to pretend like they're on the outside trying to make change, but no, the change that you're seeing in Hollywood is only meant to program you, to make you believe that there was ever this pushback from Hollywood to keep it righteous, when that was never Hollywood's purpose at all. So just some more double mind F's for you.
Then it was. Oh, you're smiling already. Oh, you're adorable, Stephen Colbert.
Look at that, man.
You're smiling already. Oh, you're adorable, Stephen Colbert.
Bro, that's a man. That wide smile, that male palate, that is a man.
Is that the case? You find a change in the last few years?
I think, yeah. I mean, look, there's clear evidence that it has changed, that there is some progress. There's some more representation, but honestly, I really think we need to hurry up.
People, there's a reason I'm honing in on this. And if you don't pick up anything I'm saying, I need you to listen to what this man just said. There's been some change in Hollywood, meaning they're showing more representation of the LGBTQ, A, B, C, D, all the way to Z. But they need to hurry up, right? Why is it that they're saying that Hollywood needs to hurry up and show more homosexuality, show more transgender? Because we are shaped and programmed by the images that we receive from our televisions, our movie screens, our phones. We are programmed with these messages, especially when we are ignorant of the truth behind them, of the wickedness behind them. Okay? So you cannot have it both ways, people, where you sit here and say, no, we are all people. We're going through this organically. We're learning, we're growing. Some people step up and are leaders, and then, that's how we get change. But let me rewind. Sorry. You can't have it both ways to say that art reflects the human condition. So in one instance, we want to be able to say that, you know, people make movies or make songs based on, you know, what's going on in the streets. So it's the natural everyday occurrence between man and woman in society that shapes the art that we see, right? But then at the same time, you want to push the art to be more representative, to make things seem more normal. So in one breath, people would say, "Oh, you know, people are becoming more accepting of homosexuality. That's why there's more homosexuality on television now, because people are moving past that." Then you have this transgender on television saying, "Well, we need more. We need even more representation. We got to hurry up. We got to put more homosexuality out there." Because the truth of the matter is that the art shapes the society and not the other way around. The entertainment, all the things that we, like I said, use to define ourselves as a human race, our politics, our athletes, our musicians, our actors, actresses, poets, all that, they don't simply reflect us. They program us. They put images and thoughts in our minds that would not have naturally been there with their wickedness. And they know this. This is why there's, but he's gonna, I'm sorry, I get so damn confused. It's a boy, so I'm gonna call it a he. He wants to sit here and he's only playing his roles, reading his lines. But he's coming to you as though, you know, it's Hollywood that's been the problem. We gotta hurry up and step it up and push Hollywood to be more reflective of the people. But why? It's because you want Hollywood to have a more satanic effect on the people. That's what this is all really about. But they're going to cloak it in freedom, acceptance, love. They need to get with the program. Come on, show more gay shit. Let's go.
It's not cutting it.
Right. The representation that he sees now amongst trans and homosexuals is not cutting it. They got whole shows about, you know, drag queens, but it's not cutting it.
Hollywood and the film industry in particular is just so
binary. It's so binary. Y'all know what that means? When they're talking about binary, that's that whole bullshit they're pulling about, oh, I feel like I was born in the wrong gender or the gender assigned at birth. Like it's Aleister Crowley. It's the gay manifesto right there in plain sight when they're talking about things are so binary, as if that's a limitation. Things are binary because that's the way that it was designed by the creator. You know, man and woman. A woman was born to be a woman and to mate with a man. A man was born to be a man and to mate with a woman. Period. That's it. But what they're doing is taking the natural order of the creator, the natural order set forth by the creator, giving it this derogatory, because they're using it in a derogatory manner, this derogatory term of binary. It's just so binary, limiting the imagination and curbing free will. Gay Manifesto, Aleister Crowley, right there. That's what I'm just hoping that somebody could see this person for what it is, a Luciferian, and hear the doctrine, hear it. Because if you're just a stupid sleepwalker of this earth, you're going to be clapping your hands. And that's right. You know, we need more representation of everyone. Duh. No. When you really understand what's up, you understand this is wickedness. And this is how wickedness perpetrates itself onto the human mind.
Industry in particular is just so binary, and it is so, I find, can be narrow in its ideas of.
I mean, I'm sorry to keep doing this because my computer already acting slow,
and
but
it is so, I find.
Look at that damn neck and that jaw. Forget the makeup because it got on a pound. I can see it. Forget it. Look at the shape of the head and the neck on this creature and tell me this is not a damn man. A real man, not no transgender that was born a woman. This person was never a female. A man.
Narrow in its ideas.
Narrow. But anytime they're talking about somebody being narrow-minded because they're not approving this shit, that's just Luciferianism. Do as thou wilt, Aleister Crowley. That's all you're hearing.
Of who can tell stories and who can be in the stories.
Get your ass out of here.
And I hope it continues to change. And like I say, clearly there are changes and there's extraordinary people that are leading the way and doing that. But I hope it continues to go quicker, because there's certain things that I'm just sick and tired of. Yeah.
What is that? What is that? What is it that you're sick and tired of? You man playing a transgender female dyke of a man. What is it that you are sick and tired of? I could guess.
Anything in particular?
I've worked in this industry for a while. You know, I grew up in Canada. I started working at 10, and then sort of the hard candy.
That's what I'm saying. They got these people from when they was babies. They transgendered this child before he even had a chance to know. So it's a hard subject, but
Juno time, late teens, early 20s, and in terms of the level of misogyny and
like this person never said, "Oh, I want to live as a transgender." It was just done to him, and then he just kind of been living a life in the lie that he was forced to live.
Homophobia I've dealt with,
homophobia. There we go.
Early 20s, and in terms of the level of misogyny and homophobia I've dealt with.
Misogyny and homophobia. Go to that manifesto from part 1. Read that. There is something to be said about feminism being satanic. It's all disruptive to the union between man and woman, right? But I only paused here because she said, misogyny and homophobia. Let me just get through this.
It's been really unfortunate. Yeah.
What would you go back and say to that young lady who is dealing with that now? Do you think some advice?
It was a young man, but okay, keep going, Auntie.
Give to young actresses who perhaps maybe don't have the
young actors. Keep going, Auntie.
To be themselves, or young actors.
Be themselves. Be yourself. Satanic shit.
Who don't have the confidence to be themselves right now and to stand up.
Because by being yourself, they mean be the opposite of what you were created to be. Be you.
Up to the role that is laid upon them, or the identity that's laid upon them. Because
identity that is laid upon you. Your identity, your gender is not an identity that you are assigned at birth. You are assigned your gender when you are a damn sperm floating around in your daddy's sack and you're a male or female. That's when your gender is assigned. Then once you get to the egg and fertilize it and form a human body, it's only conforming to what you were already programmed to be. So no, you were not assigned a gender at birth. You were assigned a gender while you was in your dad. Sorry to say it like that, but in that sacred seminal fluid that possesses life, that's where your gender was determined.
Because
not by a doctor at birth.
You want to work. And
this is also a transgender. 2 trannies sitting here lying to you about their gender, pushing acceptance of homophobia. Of homosexuality. What does your mind think about that? Pretend, for instance, that I'm not insane. What would that mean? That you have 2 people sitting here lying about being transgender, but pushing the LGBT transgender agenda on television. Can you see it?
You don't want to ruffle any feathers, and it can be hard to stand up for your own self.
Sure, it is.
Sure.